Often, when I go inside, I find it very difficult to speak because going inside to the basis of my own awareness or consciousness produces ecstasy every time. And all that I want to do is to be still in myself rather than to talk. This kind of inwardness is very special. It's a kind of learned thing. Just like when at first you start meditating, you don't know how to sit or what to do with your mind. None of it comes easy. And one thing we have to do too is to get rid of the concept of enlightenment. Because when you have a named state as a goal, your meditations become nothing but trying to grab hold of that state, whether you've experienced it or not. This kind of state that I'm talking about comes out of you from nothingness and grabs you in its embrace. And it takes you deep within you, within yourself, within your own consciousness. And every part of you is still not wanting to talk, but instead, not even trying to do anything, except after doing it enough times, when I sit, for example, I'm almost in that state within a couple of minutes or less. It becomes automatic. And the state is very, very, very strong. All your energies rush into your chest, your heart, your gut, and you lose awareness, at least partially, of the outer world. I've got a fly that's bugging me. He wants to be in satsang too, but he won't take any seat except on top of me. Maybe the fly will be enlightened. This cloud of unknowing descends. There's no knowing in this state. because as soon as you're done preparing for it, it rushes into you and grabs you, and you become numb when it comes to the external world. It feels like you're in a darkness and you're all wrapped around some point in the room. What happens is you lose your waking mind and everything you normally think of from day to day, because this place is special and you can't enter it if you're thinking too much. But the state is deeply, deeply ecstatic. As I hold on to this state, it's taking me deeply into a sea of bliss. I hate using that term because bliss really doesn't describe it. Let's just say a happiness turned up to 101% or 101 times 100%. You're not in the same world anymore. You're just in you. You're just alone in yourself. Because your eyes aren't open, you're in the darkness. And you can't imagine ever being happier than being in this way. Chanting really does prepare a way for you to enter this state. And it kind of takes a considerable period of just being alone by yourself with your attention turned inside of you. Maybe with a koan or something else that takes you down deep into yourself. You feel the people around you. You wonder, at least I do, whether they're able to share the same bliss and same happiness as I'm feeling. I'm hoping that my being here will allow you to more easily enter this state of happiness and bliss. You know, there are various ways supposedly to find enlightenment. There is the typical traditions which are heavy on meditation, heavy on memorization and practice, heavy into trying to penetrate deeper and deeper into your own awareness. And the other style is to say that no practice is needed. You're already yourself, nothing more to do. Now, I take the former point of view. True, there's nothing more to do once you're down in the state. But till you get to the place where it captures you and holds you in your present place in satsang, if that happens, you're not getting maximum benefit from satsang because you're not immersed in that ecstatic energy that comes with immersion in your own self. Turn your minds around and look in the air of your heart and stomach. Do you see or apprehend that state yourself? It's like having your body deeply asleep. It's no longer receiving information from the external world. If any information comes through, it's not attended to at all. The only thing you can do is sit in your own presence and radiate the energies you feel. It's hard to say what it's like. Or if it's really light. I feel I'm totally extended throughout my body. Everything is aware in my body. But in the state, even the body disappears. And you either can slip away and not know what's going have gone on for 30 minutes or so, or else you feel yourself suspended in space, a dark space. I'm happy as a lark, however happy a lark gets. All troubles are gone. And when you become a practiced meditator, just sitting down to practice wipes away the anxiety, depression, fear, or other emotions that is blaring in you now, this time. It grabs you, and with its dark arms, holding you, cuddling you, it takes you downwards into your own self. And you feel at home in a very special way. This kind of feeling can't be felt unless you're in deep meditation. But you're totally involved inside of yourself, except for a fly. It keeps bothering me. But you find as it grabs you, a bliss descends. This state is one of absolute stillness and peace, but also happiness. The happiness starts at a medium pace of holding your attention. But after 2 or 3 minutes, nothing else but this state. This is the time you might start speaking if you are giving a talk or reading someone. Deep in the bliss of self. It's hard to imagine feeling any more bliss or happiness than you're having when this happens to you. This is why I feel that sitting meditation and chanting are two essentials to attain this state. And doesn't feel like an attainment. It's like I worked for it and it came. But rather, when I sit to do meditation, my mind starts slowing down, ready to do nothing. And as this happens, I can feel my body descending into a deeper feeling level in me. That's all over on the inside of me. It's everywhere inside. And the insides actually extend outwards and cover the whole world. The whole world is in here with me, in this silence, in this ecstasy. But This is not enlightenment. Enlightenment is something that happens through your body and mind, and you have nothing to do with it. You did not bring it forth. You did not command it. You can't even say you sought it, because as soon as you sit, it starts to come into you, even for beginning meditators. The experience of yourself in the body is completely ecstatic. In this state, there's nothing to learn, nowhere to go, nothing to do. I occupy a place in my inner space, but the inner space overrides the external space that I experience too. And it's like we're in an envelope of bliss. Where we're not moving. But thoughts come anyway sometimes. And I say to myself sometimes, now I will feel the bliss of abandoning mentally my own self, and instead imaginatively sinking downwards into myself until that self grabs me and takes me deeper into its arms and its heart. Space is filled with this kind of magic. And inside, I am totally still and frozen like a block of ice. And the stillness of my body hides the tremendous depth of energy I feel within me. That's sitting calmly in meditation, not blasting off into space and the world around me. All that starts after I have sunk into myself, at least to a certain level. Then, of course, there are the times that you totally disappear and not even aware of the ecstasy, the bliss. You're just not there. You come awake maybe 20 minutes later, wake back into this world. How can you teach this? How can you teach this ecstasy? If a person could feel it just for a moment, they would spend their lives trying to find how to reclaim this. And afterwards, you know that your basic nature is nothingness. I am indeed nothing. And that nothingness fills my inner space when I'm in meditation. Nothingness and I are one huge vacuum canyon. And also there's the concern about reading. Here again, there are two different kinds of ways of approaching enlightenment. One is just to sit there doing nothing, which is what I did up until the time I started talking with you. And the other way is to always be busy, striving for enlightenment and training your body and your mind. We're sitting in meditation. Well, after 50 years of practicing, one has a lot of that always present in the background, the ability to become nothing and to feel the power of everything. What happens to your personality is you get quiet. In the vastness of inner space, there's no desire at all to find out what it is, or why it is, or how to make it come. It just settles onto you as soon as you sit. Your brain feels like it's going numb, and you lose touch of the external world. even part of you that's aware of the external world isn't interested in the external world at all now, because it's deep inside your own self. That you feel simply yourself. So if someone asked me, how do I get to this state? I'd say it's easiest to come by practicing meditation and as well chanting. Because when I'm in chanting, the state seems to come automatically again. And as I remember, all the years I've doing meditation, once I sit and start doing it, the feeling of my body stabilizes. My body isn't there anymore. It's the darkness filled with a happiness that keeps clamoring for my attention. And there's the other school that's just talking. And it's filled with negativities. There's no body, there's no mind. The world doesn't exist. You don't exist. This was Robert's method. I don't know how it works, but really works well together with sitting meditation and chanting. Unfortunately, when you hear the words that the teacher is saying, you may sort of break your mental back, trying to examine the world that he or she expresses, which is filled with such magic and wonder and depth. And you can't see anything else or know anything else. But this intellectual side totally disappears in that state. And you're just solidly occupying the totality of what you know. And in this state, I don't know anything. But I'm very happy. Very, very happy. And there's another pet peeve of mine. This thing about enlightenment. It doesn't exist. It's just a fucking word. And knowing the word is not the same as experiencing the word. So those teachers who want you to study a lot are of a really weird kind of spirituality. The spirituality of combining an inner darkness and bliss with a mind that is active. Which kills both states after a while, leading you back just into this dark emptiness of happiness. But that way of teaching that the world doesn't exist, you don't exist, your body doesn't exist, or it's all illusion, is not a very powerful method to become empty yourself. The easiest way to go deep in yourself is just to practice meditation. However long it takes, it won't seem like a very long time to have passed in order to be able to feel like this. You know what I say? That this ecstatic state is enlightenment. I'm just saying that all disagreements arise in the mind. All definitions arise in the mind. But I can say this. If you ever think you got it, pay no attention to that. Because once it's caught you, you're permanently caught. Not a moment passes by without some awareness of yourself at the center of your beingness and actually spread all over your body and the room around you. The sense of oneness and wonder are both there fully, totally. Just for you to slip on when you sit down to meditate. There's nothing more miraculous than feeling your own self and feeling the no world or the nobody. worldview because I've become the world, I've become the body. But that doesn't work. That's really not an explanation. So I won't try to defend that school. And also, now, when I come out of meditation, I'm really transformed compared with who I was 30 years ago. I can sit and wait, or I'm relaxed all the time, except when some fucking fly is trying to beat me. But whatever it is, and you find it's not about understanding. It's about attaining the quality of being that you hadn't felt before, that you hadn't been aware of. And now you find that's you. But the thing is that you now eats the whole world. It's synonymous with the whole world. Feel each moment of time passing, and you can descend into your own body. You can be aware of it. You're using thought to descend into your body. But after a few seconds or a few short minutes, your body disappears. And the entire universe is closed, but with your eyes closed. The universe revealed by closed eyes. It's a world of darkness and of sounds. Your sense of sounds still graspable. That's why chanting, even hearing chanting of another, is so captivating because it grabs you very deeply and powerfully in a way never felt before. And in this sense, is not freeing at all. It attaches you very strongly to the dark ecstasy of yourself in meditation. Silence does the same. Cloaks you and allows you to feel emptiness, which over time becomes total happiness. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just have your coffee and shut up. Shut your mouth so you can drink in your own magnificence, your own bliss and splendor. but at the same time, you haven't moved a dot. People may even think you're dead. Maybe they're wishing you were dead. Now, one thing I'm interested in is if anybody felt this state as I described it when I started talking about it. I know discovering this state does not come from the mind, but from the body. Were you able to experience the stillness I was talking about and the happiness I was talking about? Everybody's dead, nobody's responding, so it's fine. Okay, are there any questions or comments?
I felt it, Edgy. I felt it very deeply. I drifted out just on your words and on the cadence of them and on the message. It was bliss. It becomes so much easier to, nothing to do, nowhere to go. It just becomes, there's just a completion in it that it's so exquisite.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It just simply is. It's amness, and I suffice it to say it just is indescribable and it's exquisite.
Thank you much for that. This is something you can all do. Make your meditation formal for a certain time each day. Go to a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. And just sit and descend into yourself. As much as you can, as much as you know how, as much as that phrase means or doesn't mean anything to you. The important thing is that you shut up and you be open to whatever happens, including irritations that come to you. And get used to it, being in the nothingness. Maybe that's why Robert talked about nothingness, because it brings us so much happiness when we really experience it. Any other questions or answers?
Hi, Edgy. Yes, I felt it and continue to feel it. Thank you for what you do. I was wondering about your latest change in course of action, including the blog that you're talking about. Where do you see this new direction going? Like, what is it that you're looking to achieve, I guess?
What I hope for is we all end up in Akron, Ohio at the end of our lifetimes. How's that? No, I don't see anything about it. I just see a deeper involvement of myself in the teaching and a deeper or different ways of expressing it to make this kind of experience easier to find. Because once you start having these experiences of being descended totally into yourself, then questions like, who are you, are not necessary anymore. You don't need them. Toss the practice away. You've got it. You've got the self, whatever that is. You've got the aliveness within you. You've got that song of your own self in the darkness as you sit there and feel the bliss of being totally relaxed. And you notice you can feel, as you feel the bliss, you feel into your body. And as you feel into it, the bliss increases and your relaxation also increases at the same time. So there's a big identity between nothingness and happiness. Anyway, you won't be seeking diamonds anymore. When you can have this kind of diamond right now, just all by yourself. It's like enlightenment masturbating. It's everywhere, around you and inside of you. Your own hidden secret of the amazingness of your existence. And imagine everyone around you also has this potential to this well of consciousness to go deep inside themselves and find the emptiness and the bliss. But, oh my God, how long it takes to come through this kind of conclusion, experience. But I guess what I'm getting at is the exercise you have to do does not involve reading books. No reading, except when you're forced to, when your mind grabs you and says, what did he say that time? Was it? Did I hear? It made me feel so good when I heard it. Where can I hear it again? And then you go back to your books for a while till you repeat the experience. And then you let go and you can become empty again and filled with bliss after you stop thinking. Thinking is the enemy. It may have been built huge civilizations and science, but it dooms us to being jerks when it comes to actual being alive. Any more questions or comments?
I was just curious, are you blogging somewhere other than it's not real blog spot?
No, I'm not yet.
Oh, okay, because
I
I
haven't
don't have
started.
Facebook, so I don't bother to go there. I mean, my family does, but yeah, just a question.
Yeah. But I feel the power of teaching all the time now. Because I've received a gift of constant ecstasy, as well as a deep, deep, deep understanding that one should shut up and not fill your mind with thoughts and statements and understanding. Seek not understanding, seek instead just to be.
You still think about doing a late night, like I would say 7 p.m. your time satsang, and everyone here can figure out what time it is wherever they are?
Yeah, I have been thinking about it.
Like a Wednesday night, something would be exquisite. I mean, if you would do it, I couldn't not be here. It just would be imperative, and I couldn't think of anything more exquisite.
Okay.
What you're saying is so perfect, and what you're saying now, just as I said, you are my beloved, and if you do that, I'm here.
Okay, Jay. How many people here know definitely that I'm full of shit? Okay, good. One person and a lot of smiles. Yeah, a lot of that crap I talk about is irrelevant. But it's like everybody does it. That's a teacher. I can understand too many of the things teachers do to shut their students up and get them to find the self within. It's especially hard if you're by nature a seeker of knowledge or truth or of God. But it's there. Come and get it. Okay. Time to say bye-bye. I love you all. Please come back next Sunday. I will come to satsangs at various times, but not just on Wednesday. I'll just come as the mood moves me. And I'm continuing to think about things related to doing satsang on a more extended basis. Anyway, I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.